Let's face it, the Lotus Europa is a classic car, but it's not exactly an appreciating asset. Owning a Europa is not about maximizing value and originality, it's about the fun of driving, and for many people it's also their DIY project. It is available with two different engines. The later Twin Cam models use a Ford DOHC, while the Series 1 and 2 Europas had Renault OHV engines. Obviously, the double overhead camshaft is much more modern than the overhead valve configuration. But in this video, I'm going to show you how I made my Renault-powered Europa go faster than most Europa twin cams. Spoiler alert, it's not only because of the 100 kg weight advantage. Originating from the Renault 16, the Renault OHV was used in the Alpine A110 and dominated its class during the early 70s. Nobody can tell me that the Renault is not a sporty engine. You just need to unlock its potential. Since it was also used in single-seater racing and WRC, the tuning possibilities are rich and varied. You can bring this engine close to 200 horsepower if you fit bigger cylinders and a different crankshaft. But for most racing competitions, cars have to comply with the maximum allowed displacement. The Twin Cam DOHC engine can produce more horsepower per liter if money is not a limiting factor. It may well reach 180 horsepower from 1.6 liters, while a well-built Renault OHV will stay slightly below 160 horsepower with the same capacity. But is this difference worth to pay double the price? From my experience in historic racing, I can tell you this. Much more important than the last 20 horsepower is the gasket between seat and steering wheel. With the little 1.6 liter Renault, I have already beaten many more powerful cars, for example Ford GT40s with round about 3 times the engine displacement of my Europa. The Renault engine in this Lotus Europa develops 153 horsepower and 171 Newton meters of torque from 1596 cc. Dyno results may vary, but this should be quite close to the optimum for this engine considering the high-end components used in this build. Frankly speaking, apart from the block, there's no stock part left in this engine. The cylinder liners are 1.8 mm wider in diameter and the stroke is increased by 3 mm. This results in a gain of only 126 cc from the Europa stock 1470 cc. But the biggest upgrade was to change the cylinder head from wedge to crossflow version with a compression ratio of 12:1. Of course, this engine is equipped with a customized exhaust and Weber 45 DCOE carburetors. In order to increase longevity, the mechanical water pump was replaced with an electrical pump. This one can move up to 80 liters per minute and together with a custom-built aluminum radiator and a hot air outlet in the front bonnet, it was a real game changer. An oil cooler was added to round things off. And if all these technical details did not fire you up for the Renault engine, I will try and convince you with pure engine sound. What follows is an onboard lap in my Europa. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe for more.